All right, everyone. Thank you for joining me on another episode of The Art and the Artist. I am joined here with Obed. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Okay, thank you so much for having me on the show.
Let the people know where you're from. Where are you located right now?
Okay, I'll go by the name Obed Denchi Cranton. That is my real name. My artist name is FreeBorn, and I am located, based, born, and bred in West Africa, Ghana.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. I want to talk about just before we get into it, I want to say how, I had found your artwork online, and the first thing that it reminded me of was like street art, LA street art in the 90s, right? And I, like I was telling you the other day, I wouldn't have been surprised if you lived out here for a period of time, because I don't know, it resonated with me so much when I first saw it. So when I saw it, I had to have you on.
Yeah, so yeah, like I said, growing up in Ghana, it was a lot of Western media, American pop culture type of media, and the funny thing is, I got exposed to hip hop first through fashion. Then it came with the art, that is the graffiti aspect of it, through the album covers of the hip hop music, then the music itself. So these things have been my inspiration since I was a kid, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great. So we must be around the same age.
It was
then.
actually, it was. I hope so.
I think so, because a lot of the references and the things that you're drawing are, because so I'm born in 1984. All right, so like I lived through the 90s, so like a lot of the that's why I don't know, your art resonates with me so much. So you're getting a lot of Western media coming over as a kid.
Yeah.
Now, was that how do I put this? Did that sort of overshadow what was going on locally, or was it sort of a mix of things where you're from, the entertainment and things like that, along with things you're getting from the West?
I'm actually happy you brought this up. Growing up as a kid, I remember the first time I actually saw a painting. I was in a neighbor's house.
Okay.
Like, it was this old man with the sounds. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
yeah, okay. You know what? It sounds better now. Okay. Okay,
Wow.
all right, let's get into this. Okay. You know what?
Like, it's really raining here.
Yeah, I think I can hear it from the outside, man. It's
it's really raining. Right, anyway.
Man. Okay.
So,
Okay.
can you hear me?
Now the video was perfect, and the sound is choppy. Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Let's okay, but okay, so I was like, growing up as a kid, the first time I ever saw a painting was in a neighbor's house.
Okay.
Because these kids used to wait over there till my mom's come from work, paintings. But around these parts in the in the early 90s, they have this African art, usually about let's say a lady, a half naked lady with a baby.
Okay.
A lady by the riverside trying to get some water, and they have this scary ass looking sculptures.
Okay.
Like,
okay. All right, I'm into this.
Yeah, so growing up, like, these were the things that we knew as art.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. That was my first encounter with gallery type art. And everything was in that direction, like an African lady,
sure.
An African baby, some scary ass sculptures and stuff. So
okay.
I mean, so growing up, like, I didn't think I was an artist, really.
Okay.
Because I was not interested in them kind of things.
Oh, I okay. Yes, yes, yes.
So I was like, okay, I know I'm not an artist,
Okay.
and like gone.
Okay. So that's
So
more of
back
like
to
the
your question.
traditional style. Like
Exactly.
okay, okay.
So back to your question, if Western media conflicted with the local scene of art,
Hmm.
maybe yes, but for the better.
Okay.
Because if it wasn't for Western media, I don't think I would be able to know that I was an artist.
Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Wow. Wow. That's a great way to
Because
put it.
yeah, because around these parts,
Hmm.
the galleries control the art. Everybody that's an artist
Yeah.
wants to be in a gallery.
Yeah.
So they have to follow the procedures and the demands of the galleries.
Hmm.
And you know, the galleries are all about Black portraiture. I
Hmm.
mean, for Africa, it has been since if you want to be in a gallery, you have to make Black portraiture.
Okay. Yeah.
So that is what everybody does. I don't blame them. I mean, they have to survive. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
is what almost every artist do in this spot, and it's still going on.
Oh, really? Still to this day, it's that's the
Yeah.
so all right, so if you wanted to get into like, let's say, all right, so there's a gallery, near you. They let's say your art, right? Like, okay, your art out
Yeah.
here, you'd be in a million galleries, man. But they
People
would
don't
want
people don't think same here.
no,
Right
no.
around these parts, like
Uh-huh.
you see the painting behind me.
Yeah.
Like, let's see, I don't know. You see it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So I showed that to a lady that works with a gallery.
Hmm.
She did not like it. Like,
Man, man. Ah, terrible.
she did not
People have to
like it. She said it
broaden
was
their minds.
unoriginal. Um, and you know what she said though.
Hmm.
And she said, "I'm not American."
Uh, oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. You know what?
Like,
Okay, let me ask you this question then. Okay, because I would say
okay,
that sort of thing happens here, but maybe in a little bit of a different way. Um, is it looked down upon the style of art you make because it's not a traditional style? Is it gosh, it's like they're trying to keep you in this box, man. It's so for the most part, if you're not a traditionalist, then you're not looked at the same. You're
yeah,
not you're not considered a fine artist.
yes.
Ah, my
So,
goodness.
you know, when you are an African,
Hmm. Man.
when,
Okay, you know what? Let
when
me
you are an
ask.
African,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead. Continue.
No, you
Continue.
go ahead. You go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right, because I had a question about it. So I saw a post that you had made on Twitter, right? And
Okay.
when I had read it, it I had just found out about these movie posters in Ghana
Yeah. Yeah.
about how no, you see it now. Okay, and this is what kind of blows my mind because those movie posters, I mean, obviously for a reason to advertise the movies, but and let me know if I'm getting this wrong. Okay. So what I've read was there were these sort of guys that had like VHS tapes, cassette tapes, and they would go around
Okay.
and they would show the movies like in different places. Okay. So they would let artists kind of take liberty with the posters for the movies. And these are incredible, absolutely incredible posters, right? And see,
Yeah.
and this is what kind of blows my mind because that sort of thing, that I don't know if those posters inspired your art or those were things that you were seeing as a kid, but just bright, just bigger than
Yeah.
life. Those were incredible, absolutely incredible. And the
Yeah.
post that I saw,
Yeah.
what you were talking about, like kung fu movie posters that you used to see as a kid. Okay, so then why didn't that
Yeah.
style of art kind of take off? Because these are incredible pop art pieces. Did people stop painting like
You
that?
know, like like I said in the post,
Mm-hmm.
growing up as a kid with that kind of art for the movie posters,
Mm-hmm.
we used to rush from school
Yeah.
so we can catch the artists make them,
Wow.
and
Wow.
we used to stare at them for hours.
Yeah.
Like we love them so much.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the artists that made those stuff, like those things,
Mm-hmm.
they were not considered artists. Like I mean, they were like they were
It's
not
blowing my
considered
mind.
artists. Like my dad literally used to tell me he doesn't want me to end up like that.
Oh
So
boy.
he's not gonna make me pursue art.
Sure.
Literally, like
Goodness gracious.
so.
Okay.
And you know what? That like the folks that used to make that kind of art,
Uh-huh.
they were so unrecognized. They were like it was this dude that came from America.
Mm-hmm.
I think somewhere in the early 2000s, and he picked up one of the posters. He got one of them. He got one of them posters. Took it to America. He owned a blockbuster movie shop,
Okay.
a store. Sorry, and it caught on like people saw it and they were like, wow, and blah 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 blah. So he came back to Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
He got all them artists that used to make that stuff,
Okay.
and he actually pays them good. Like he sells them.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah. So them things like hey, it's they actually have quite a markup on
Mm-hmm.
the American arts
Yeah.
scene.
That makes
So yeah, he revived it. Like a lot of them folks that used to make it like some actually quit art because the theater scene got um, closed.
I'm sure.
People had VHS at home, DVD,
Yeah.
so people didn't used to go to the theaters anymore. So the theaters had to close, and when the theaters closed, they lost their job.
Sure.
So it took the American to actually revive that kind of art, and even still, I have never seen a gallery represent movie theater art in Ghana yet. I'm sure maybe they did in the past, but
Mm-hmm.
not that I know of.
Yeah, that yeah, oh man. Yeah. That would be incredible. I mean that I gotta find out too because that okay, so I told you, right? I think that your art would go over very well in America, right? When I had found out about those movie posters in Ghana, I thought, oh, it won't be long before these are over here, before someone starts it, because it's these posters, man. I'm telling you guys, when you see this, go check out the movie posters in Ghana. Okay, you'll understand what we're talking about. They're absolutely incredible. They're a piece of art. And and this is what, I don't want to speak out of place here, but for me, as just looking at it as artwork, it's it's a part of Ghana's history. It's a part of a movement in art over there. I
It
that's
is. It
that
is.
that breaks my
Yeah.
heart that guys like that aren't considered artists. That's fantastic art. My goodness.
It
Okay.
is. Yeah. On the international art scene, Ghana has about two iconic um, what's the word? Two iconic types of art. And
Mm.
the first one is the movie posters, and the second one is barbershop signs.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
if you know about them barbershop signs.
No.
You can check that out too. Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out. Okay. Okay, awesome. Barbershop signs and the movie posters. Okay. So the all right, so there probably, in your opinion, like there wouldn't be a chance of a gallery in Ghana making a big show with these movie poster art.
Like I said, I maybe they have,
Mm-hmm.
but not so recent.
Okay.
Maybe they have, but not so recent. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's yeah. That I can't believe I missed that the first time around. I'm glad we got to restart this interview. Okay. There was another thing that I had seen on your social medias. There was a picture of a man wearing a sweater that had your artwork on it. Okay. And the reason that I
Yeah.
bring this up is okay. So people, let me rephrase this.
Okay.
Most artists are creating art, I'd say the majority, for the love of the art, right? But also they want to get paid, understandably so. Um, with things like merchandising, and putting your art onto, different things, I think with your style, I mean, it makes perfect sense, it's almost a given, right? So have you thought about uh maybe making sweatshirts or any different kind of merch with your artwork on it?
Yeah, I actually have, but I'm gonna have to get an audience for that
Yeah.
because um, I don't really have an audience
Hmm.
for my art yet. Like, you see, that's this is the thing. This is the thing.
Hmm.
Like, I have sold all my art.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. Like, I'm able to sell art.
That's
I've sold
awesome.
all my art.
That's
But
awesome.
the people that like my art,
Hmm.
I think that's it's about folks that are in 50,
Okay.
50 about yeah, like 50 to let's say 60 age age wise,
Really?
like so that's the amazing thing. Like
That is pretty amazing.
I mean,
Yeah.
young folks, yeah,
Hmm. But that's the thing.
young folks, and I think I know, I think I know why.
Hmm.
You see, with these old folks, they are used to traditional art.
Oh, yes.
They are
Interesting.
used to traditional art. So
Hmm.
yeah, so they have a lot of an African lady with a baby.
Hmm.
They've seen all that. So so,
Yep.
so when they see my stuff, like I remember one guy that bought my painting. He was like, I have never seen anything like this.
Hmm. Yeah.
And he remembered the character. It's like,
Hmm.
that is Fat Albert.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Hmm.
But in his mind, he was like, why is Fat Albert on a canvas?
Yeah.
I,
Uh-huh.
like, so he liked it. Like he
Hmm.
actually said he was buying it as a present for somebody.
Oh, nice.
So I think that is the age marker for people with real money to buy art. I
Yes.
think,
Yes.
and I
Yeah.
think I think they are tired. They are tired of the usual stuff.
Hmm.
So that is where I come in. So, but to actually sell merch, I'm gonna have to get a lot of young audience
Yeah. 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 That's true.
because
That's
grown
true.
folks don't buy merch.
Hmm. And that's what
Mhm.
we're trying to
So
do here today, guys. That's you know
yeah,
what that I that's a very good observation. That the older crowd they've seen
yeah,
the old stuff. They've seen it a million times
yeah,
and they want something
yeah,
new. Yeah. Ah, that's incredible. Okay,
yeah.
so did you ever think that okay, if I want to be an artist, maybe I'm going to have to do the traditional stuff?
Funny thing is, I'm beginning to realize that now.
Okay.
Like I was actually thinking about this yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually it was a lot of questions that popped up in my head,
Mm-hmm.
but I gave them some good answers because
Okay.
I was like, look, I think creativity is a free flow of energy.
Mm.
I want to paint what I want to paint.
Yes.
I want to draw what I want to draw. I don't think anybody sees a tree and asks for the meaning of a tree. It's a tree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I is it all like these galleries? You have to like, take Westline for example.
Okay.
Westline's old videos when he was asked about his art,
Mm-hmm.
he was like he just makes cool stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fast forward, the galleries came in. It was a whole thesis about American history. What I'm saying is, like, I'm gonna just make cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like when the galleries come, yeah, they can write a whole thesis on African history and try to push some stuff in there. Like I get it. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's cool, but for now, I'm not going to try and fit into a gallery space. I mean,
Yeah.
if they come, cool, but if not, good. Yeah.
Good. Good, man. I like that answer. Absolutely. Absolutely. You have to have conformity kills creativity. You know, when you have to compromise what
Yeah.
you're about, then I mean, what's the point of doing it in the first place? I stand behind your decision, my friend. When did you start? Around what age did you start to, I don't know, just get into art, start drawing and really just start the beginnings of what eventually became the style that you create in today?
I would say I started drawing around here. We call it class three, maybe third
Okay.
grade,
Okay. Okay.
from
Oh,
where you
okay.
guys are. Yeah. So and I started trying to draw cartoons.
Yeah.
For some, I know. I remember. It was Flintstones.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Like that was the first time I actually got a drawing right. Like I
Oh,
drew
okay.
Flintstones, and I was so happy.
Yeah.
Like,
I bet. Yeah. When you see, oh my, like I did this. Yeah, I could imagine that feeling. Yeah.
yeah. So I was able to draw Flintstones, and I kept staring at it, and I was so happy. So, but like I said, being able to draw Flintstones didn't mean you're an artist where I'm from.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
So it never crossed my mind. I actually had we actually had an artist live next door.
Hmm.
I think it was one guy in senior high school at that time,
Hmm.
and he used to bring his practical work at home. They
Hmm.
used to make T-shirts, mix colors, and all that. I used to go there, like, and I used to watch them,
Hmm.
but I didn't think I was part of them because they were making things that I didn't know or understand. So I
Okay.
didn't. It never crossed my mind I was an artist
Yeah.
ever.
Okay. So then when did you realize that, okay, wait a minute, I am an artist and I can do this. Like I can do this professionally and and be successful.
My dad passed 2 years ago,
Oh, rest in peace.
and before he passed, he was sick for like about 9 years, eight to
Mm.
9 years. So I was home a lot. And my sister, she runs a career agency, a career development agency, yes.
Mhm.
And she was getting a stand for an upcoming fair. I think it was a career fair, something. So she told me to design her some flyers, and she was specific. She was like, she wanted it to be colorful, playful. in Childish.
Okay.
So I got some paper, I got some color pencils and not crayons actually, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I made them. And I was like, in the process, I was like, hey, I used to do these things. Like,
Yeah.
I
You
mean,
remembered.
I can actually do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that, I was like, okay, I mean, I'm home, I'm bored. Let me just give this thing a shot.
Yeah.
So I started making some art. And just, you know, I have actually, I took art serious. It's only been about 2 years now,
Okay.
just 2 years. In the first year, I made some pieces. And again, my sister was organizing a I think it was a career workshop or something,
Mm-hmm.
and I was able to display my pieces there. And I had somebody. I actually didn't go thinking somebody was going to buy the art. I just wanted to show people what I can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one guy came. He came to the stand and he was like, "I want that." In
Yeah.
my mind, I was like, "Really?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Oh, it's
and
exciting.
And he was like, how much are you gonna take for that? And I was like, hey, this guy wants to buy this thing. And I
Uh-huh.
was like, hey, I don't want to low ball. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna just let him give me a price. And he was like, I will give you that. And in my mind, I was like, are you serious? You're gonna give me that for that? So I was like, I gotta keep calm. I was like, add 50.
Mhm.
I was like,
Mhm.
I told him to add 50. He was like, yeah, man, I can do that. I was like, so long story short,
Uh-huh.
he got it. He got the art. He asked for my autograph. I was like, I'm a nobody. Like, why do you even know my autograph?
Yeah.
So he was so happy. Fast forward in the same, I think that was about, I think the next week,
Mhm.
maybe the next week, my sister got a chance to show some of my pieces to a hotel owner.
Mhm.
I think just the idea was to show him just one piece, something,
Mhm.
but he ended up seeing my whole collection at that time,
Mhm.
and he bought. I think he bought two,
Nice.
and my sister called me. She was like, blah 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 blah, seeing your art, and he wants to give you 600, and I was like, hey! And he got on the phone and he was like, is it okay? And just before I was about to go nuts, my sister took the phone and said, hey, behave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because,
Yeah. Yeah. Relax.
because, because for that 600, I was about to give him my whole collection.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah. And he just wanted two.
yeah, I
Wow.
was like, wow.
Incredible. Uh-huh.
And it's been that way. It's been that way since.
Yeah.
So that was when I actually realized
Uh-huh.
that, hey, okay, let me push harder and see how far this thing can get me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Incredible. Incredible.
that's
That's a great story. Wow. Well, see, good art, man. People know. Even, in a place where the style is not, as popular as another, people know. There are people that can see it, man. Yeah, that makes sense to
yeah,
me that someone would buy
yeah.
it like that. Beautiful, beautiful.
And
When
wait, I forgot to add this.
uh-huh.
Let me put this in.
Yeah.
Let me put this in. The biggest break, the happiest moment that
Mhm.
I ever enjoyed with art. Just a second, let me show you something.
Okay.
I don't know if you seen this.
Oh no, hold on. The video is frozen. Oh, there we go. Yes, yes. Uh-huh. Absolutely. I've seen
Yeah.
that. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's the 80s clothing brand School of Hard Knocks
Uh-huh.
from New York. That used to be their logo.
Okay.
So after my exhibition, I posted it on Instagram and I tagged School of Hard Knocks,
No way.
the clothing brand.
Yeah.
He actually responded and he posted me on his page on Instagram. I'm actually on that page right now.
That's dope.
And
Yeah.
I, I was like, never, growing up in the early 2000s, for
Yeah.
me, School of Hard Knocks was the thing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Me,
Yeah.
every everybody wore them. Like you had to be fresh with them.
Yeah.
If you didn't
Yeah.
have School of Hard Knocks, hey, everybody. So I was like, I mean, I never thought one day
Mhm.
School of Hard Knocks is going to post my art.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's,
That's
that
incredible.
that that was the best moment for me. I
Yeah.
was so happy,
I
so
bet,
happy.
man. That's a beautiful moment, man. That is wonderful.
I mean,
Okay.
getting recognized by School of Hard Knocks. School of Hard Knocks is actually hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
That's
are hip hop, and
that's
having
awesome.
School of Hard Knocks recognize me over 10,000 miles away from Africa
Yeah.
on their page, that was the
Yeah.
defining moment for me.
Ah, that's beautiful. That
I
is
wouldn't have
tremendous,
gotten that
man.
with an African lady with a baby.
No way.
I wouldn't.
Oh man, absolutely not. Yeah, see, yeah, yeah. Keep doing your thing, man. Absolutely. Okay, I've got a question
Thank
for
you.
you. So now,
Sure.
okay, so it sounds like you're selling paintings. You're selling regularly, right? Now the people around you, now are they starting to see, okay, I understand what you're doing now. Like I see what's going on here. Or do they still think that maybe you should be doing a different style of art?
Okay, my sister is now my agent, and
Okay.
we were discussing this a while ago, and she was like, I am actually selling art, but people don't know me.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm so focused on selling art. I have to build a fan base.
Yes. Hmm.
So we are working on that. My next exhibition is in December, in somewhere either 16th December. Well, she's still working on that.
Okay.
But this time we are going to do our best to get regular folks. I mean, sorry for using that word, regular folks,
No,
but
no, yeah.
when I folks that are in regular, the folks that actually buy my art because they
Yeah.
can spend a lot on art.
Hmm.
But so with my exhibition, we'll do our best to get regular folks, a lot of regular folks in there to actually
Yeah.
have a chance to see what I can offer.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, that's a good move, man. Yeah, that's yeah, you know what? Well, whenever you have it, I'll be reposting all of your stuff anyway. So that's
Wow, thank you,
that's
thank you,
that's awesome, man. I'm excited for you. Like I said, man, I am a big
thank
believer. Right. So when you eventually blow up, all of these people watching, I told you, I knew it, I called it. Right. All right. So there's a few pieces of yours that I want to talk about. All right.
okay,
So
okay.
there's one, and I think it's the same. No, it's not the same character, but it's like there's a guy shooting dice, and there's the orange crush symbol behind them.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about? Oh, okay. All right. So okay, I'm
yeah,
gonna in the interview. I'm gonna put that up
yeah,
right here. I think
yeah.
that's my favorite piece, man. That might have been one of the first ones I saw
Okay.
because I remember thinking, hold on a second. This, like I said, it looks like street art from out here, and that's when I really dug into you. Then I found out, more about you. All right. So when you're coming up with these concepts for the pieces, do you have maybe a particular idea that you start with? Is there sort of a like a look or a feeling that you're going for? Like, what is your process, and when do you know the painting is finished? When do you know when to stop?
Wow. Okay.
It's a lot, I know.
It's interesting you actually asked that question because with the School of Hard Knocks painting that I showed you,
Yeah.
I was actually done with the painting some time ago. Like when I started with the painting, I was done. I had the idea and I was done.
Hmm.
And it was lying down. And one day I just came to my studio. I picked up the white graffiti, the white spray paint, and I started hitting it again.
Yeah.
So sometimes that's how it is. But with that particular painting that you were talking about,
Hmm.
uh, I still draw inspiration from the exact sequence
Hmm.
as to how I got introduced to the arts.
Yeah.
So, like I said, with the fashion,
Okay.
then with the street art, then with the music.
Yeah.
So that painting in particular,
Hmm.
if if you can remember, back in the early 2000s, we
Hmm.
had a lot of these streetwears that were that had logos similar to School of Hard Knocks.
Okay.
They
Oh,
had a
sure.
lot of um, Fat Albert type
Hmm.
cartoons on the jeans and the shirts.
Okay.
Yeah, so I took that from one of them.
Okay.
Then I began to incorporate the street art
Uh-huh.
culture,
Okay.
and I themed it around the early 2000s in relation to I added Crush, the drink,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and stuff like that. And at the end, I used the parental advisory
Yeah.
sign on the side.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm following the same sequence: the hip hop
Oh,
fashion, the graffiti art,
yeah.
then the music.
That's
That's usually
fantastic.
that's yeah, usually that's my frame of mind when I'm working.
Okay. Okay. Oh, wow. I
Usually,
like that. Okay. Okay. I've got a question for you. Have you ever painted
so
a mural, like a big mural, like a wall mural? Because man,
everybody
you would
everybody that
kill a
sees my
mural,
art asks me
man.
that question.
Yeah. Oh,
Everybody that sees my art be asking me if I ever painted
yeah.
murals.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think
It
I should
makes
give it a
sense.
try.
I think you should. I
Yeah,
bet.
yeah. I
Find a
mean,
wall and hit it up, man. That's what you need to do. Because like it looks like street art, and you use. I've seen because you use like traditional paints, acrylics, but you also use spray
yeah,
cans, right? When you do it. All right.
yeah,
So, all
yeah,
right. So if you do decide to do that, please document that because, like I said,
sure.
um, man, I wish I had the money to fly you to fly you. All right. So where I grew up, right? In LA, it's
Yeah,
a lot of street art, a lot of graffiti, a lot not a lot of
yeah.
murals too. So
Chicana art.
I lived around a lot of artists, So that's like I said, that's the first thing one of the first things that came to my mind was like, man, this guy would make incredible murals, man. Okay. So yeah, yeah. If you do that, document that, please. I would love to see it.
And I like the fact that if I was an American,
Hmm.
it wouldn't be so much of a big deal
No.
because I
Hmm.
mean, yeah, like that's the mecca
Yeah.
of graffiti art. That's the originator
Yeah.
of graffiti art and street art. Like
Yeah.
you guys created.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But the
Uh-huh.
fact that I'm Guinean
Yeah.
and I have been able to actually understand the culture and
Yes.
follow it and being able to
Yeah.
actually mix the various aspects of the culture
Mm-hmm.
and make it flat
Yeah. Yeah.
on a canvas. I think that is part of my
100%.
of the reasons why people like my stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I've got a question for you. And I'm not sure if this would be frowned upon, or even if this is something that you're thinking about. Uh, Mixing
Okay.
your style, what you do, it's kind of the street art style, with the traditional
Yeah.
style. Would people in Ghana look at you crazy? Would they think that you're, like almost sacrilegious what you're doing?
Well, if any painter around here will allow me to tag his work.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, you might want to put that word out there. That might be incredible.
But okay, I don't know about the art scene in America, but in Ghana,
Uh-huh.
you know, these artsy artists,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
they have groups, they have groups.
Oh
You
yeah.
ask anybody like how can I get into the gallery space? They all be telling you, I don't know, but you got your work in the gallery.
Mm-hmm.
So like I mean, so they do congregate with other artists, but
Mm-hmm.
we our kind of artists, the self-taught artists.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm tripping, but I don't think they respect us. So
Yeah. 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 Gosh, man, that really does that breaks my heart. All right, so okay, I'm going to speak just on Los Angeles, right? This is the scene that I know, the best, obviously. Um, the good thing about it is you can be really any kind of artist and go show in a gallery. There's a gallery that wants to show your work. As long as you are, original, as long as your heart's in it, you know what I mean? But with that being said, there is still that who do you know, right? Who do you know and what can they do? That still applies. I would say now though, especially with the younger artists, that's kind of going away. That old style of kind of uptight, real snotty, button up sort of art gallery. They're still around, but the youth here are just throwing their own shows. They forget it. Like we don't need that anymore. We don't even need a gallery. We'll just rent a space and have it up for a week or so. Um, and that to me, that's the beauty of the art scene in LA right now is that
yeah,
it's getting easier to be successful and to be seen without having to ask for a handout or
succumb to gallery
compromise
views
yourself.
and all that. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So is there a because you talked about, some of these self-taught artists. Is there a group of you guys, artists like yourself that sort of, stick together and maybe just for encouragement, man? Do you have some like-minded artists like yourself?
Okay. When I started selling my art, um, I contacted one guy I met at an art gallery years ago, Baba now. Like very good guy, very chill guy, like very
Yeah.
supportive. So
Yeah.
he's been coaching me along. When I started taking my art serious,
Mhm.
I contacted a guy I met at an art gallery years
Mhm.
ago, and he's been very supportive. He's actually a curator, so he's been
Mhm.
guiding me on the
Nice.
journey. So back to your question, if we have groups, uh,
Mhm.
my sister been talking about this a lot.
Mhm.
I am not really good with groups.
Mhm.
I don't like groups.
Yeah.
Like I'm not usually a team player. I'm a
Yeah.
single sports kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
No, no, I feel
so
that.
so uh the artsy guys, they
Yeah.
got a group, and because my curator is in that group, he
Mhm.
put me in the group.
Oh,
But
sure.
like I don't even think the group members know I'm in there. But
They will. They will soon enough, right? They'll know who you are. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
but they put me in there, and they've been writing these theses.
Yeah.
My art explores the intergalactic dimensions of the African continent. All that big stuff.
Oh man.
And,
I know exactly.
and I'll be in there reading
Yeah.
like
There is the American version of that, just so you know. That is
well, I wouldn't be surprised because I mean English is not a national language, so it
yeah.
probably came from somewhere.
Uh-huh.
So I mean,
Oh, that's incredible. Okay. All right, hold on. I've got some other questions that I wrote that are specifically for you. Man, this is fantastic. Uh okay, all right. So I saw that you had a show recently, a group show that you were involved in.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That was okay. No. Okay. Yeah, you're talking about what I posted.
Yeah.
Uh, wait, hold up. My battery's on red. Like
Okay,
my battery
okay.
about to die. Just give me 3 minutes. Three
Okay,
minutes.
no
I'm getting my
problem.
charger.
No
3 minutes.
problem. The show that I'd seen that you had
Yeah.
posted.
I think from my Instagram, what I posted a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Usually, we have this art festival here in August.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's called the Chalote Art Festival. And Chalote it's a Gan word. And when I say Gan, it's a tribe here. There's a tribe here called Gan. It's also
Okay.
a language, so it means flip flops.
Okay.
So that's the title of the exhibition, and it's actually me. Like I just found out a few days ago, but maybe I may be wrong. But from what I heard, it is free. It is opened for free for all the local artists that wants to display their art there. I
Okay.
didn't know that. I would have taken my art there.
Yeah.
It is free for all artists that wants to display local artists that wants to display their art. So I was there. I was really I'm really into the arts scene here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there to actually see what's going on, how people actually interacted with the art.
Yeah.
I met an American artist there. So
Okay. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's it's funny how on the, whole other continent, um
yeah,
how art, no matter where it's from, it could resonate with anyone, no matter where you're from. I mean, which is, the reason why we're speaking today. So is there an opportunity to show like the festivals like this for artists that aren't necessarily attached to a gallery? Is there a way for to get an audience in front of your work, for them to see it?
oh yeah, and actually that is why a lot of artists uh, patronize their activities
Okay.
because if you are not being shown by a gallery, this is one of the only few ways that you can actually have your art out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's the thing about these spots in Ghana is see the art industry has so been controlled.
Mm-hmm.
People don't really understand how to relate to art. You know,
Sure.
for the most part, because of what they see, they think that is all that art is.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So even with the festival, the part that talks about the art talks,
Yeah.
the curator findings, people are not interested in that.
Oh, I see.
Most people they're interested in the carnival. You know, the
Sure.
carnival, they go get drinks, you know, they
Sure.
like, hey,
Yeah.
that's the part that a lot of folks want to be at. And for the few that even wants to come see some art, you just look at it, they take some pictures, and that's
Yeah.
it. Because I think it's because they can't relate to the art.
I see. Yeah. Yeah.
I, I really think the art space should be more liberal. People should be able to express
Mm-hmm.
their environments.
Yeah.
They should be able to be they should be able to express their thoughts
Yeah. Yeah.
in ways that is not controlled.
Absolutely. Do you?
But it has been so controlled.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'm sorry. Do you think that the sort of the powers that be, the people that are really controlling the art scene, are actively sort of underrepresenting the more modern, more, sort of worldly artists like yourself?
Yeah, well, I don't really blame the galleries as much
Hmm.
because I mean, if I own a business, I'm gonna have to choose
Yeah,
how my workers act.
sure,
So
sure.
if you want to work for me, you got to do what I say.
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
don't really blame I don't really blame the galleries. I blame the artists more.
Okay. All right, go on.
Because yeah, like I see the galleries like record labels.
Yeah.
Maybe an artist, you're an artist, you don't want to stop, you make music. So
Hmm.
the galleries hit you up, the record labels hit you up, and you are like, cool, okay, I'm gonna do everything that you want me to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna put out all them R&B songs and all
Sure.
that trap music,
Yeah.
but still I'm gonna have to be putting out mixtapes for
Yes.
I think you guys call it the streets, right?
Yeah. 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 Uh-huh.
That is so that people are going to be aware that there is also this alternative.
Yes. Oh no, hold on. Now I lost you. Oh, that was a great
Like
point.
I'm making your stuff for you, but there's also something like this available.
Yes.
But
Yes.
rappers put out mainstream music and also put out mixtapes for the streets. I think
Yeah.
that's what they're supposed to be doing. But they go all mainstream, and it's not
Ah.
helping. For example, if artists that came before me
Hmm.
allowed creativity to flow through them, excuse me,
Hmm.
sorry, I wouldn't have to rely on America for aesthetics.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to try to sound like an American
Sure. Yeah.
because I would have had something to emulate.
Hmm.
But because they all went to the gallery route, I have to rely on hip hop for aesthetics.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's a good point. That's a good point, and that's a
Yeah.
very good comparison too with the record labels. You're absolutely right. Yeah, but see, that's why. See, that's why. Okay, if we're talking about music, right? Like that's why the greats stand out, right? Because all right, so I'm going to take it. All right, so coming from LA, I've been listening to Snoop ever since I could remember, right? That sort of style. I mean, it kind of came in a little bit before him, like that sort of gangster rap style. That I mean, just that LA sound, right? So I grew up with that sound, right? With that death row sound, with like DJ Quick and Ice Cube and guys like that. Um, LA music, even now, still gets sort of looked at as lesser than from some people on the East Coast, right? For me personally, it's the sound I grew up with, right? It's the sound that I love. And imagine Snoop Dogg having to sound like a New York rapper, in order to make it big. Number one, it never would have worked. Doggy style wouldn't have happened. You know what I mean? Um, so yeah, it's man, it's crazy that the differences in the art scene, but yeah, that individuality, that you know for an artist to do what they want to do, to be themselves, to be creative, to think outside of what's normal, that is what makes good art. You know what I mean? That is like you can
And
see, you can go online and see one style or one particular subject painted by 1,000 artists. You know what I mean? But the only one that stands out is the person who's going to be the most original, the person who's going to take the most chances. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's the beauty of art. You know what I mean? It's an idea that you have that's original, that you thought of, that was all you, that you put out on a canvas. You know, and that's what makes
you
the
know,
art stand out.
usually when we have such conversations, what the artists usually say is, I can be as original as I can be as original. I can
Mhm.
make dope work, but if nobody sees it, then what's the point?
Yeah.
So I need the galleries, or I need the record labels and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
See, but that's the thing. Like, I realized this thing about, because I didn't grow up as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
My perception towards art is quite different from people that went to the universities and colleges
Sure.
for art.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm able to see the disparity.
Yeah.
An example, no, I grew up hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how to say it for you to understand. In America, it
Mm-hmm.
is, you guys work 2, 3 jobs and it's great. Like, that's how everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
I am not in America, and I was working about 2, 3 jobs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was out here. That is crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Like,
That's that's how you survive in America if you don't want to be on the streets. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Wow.
usually,
Okay.
I tell them, like, I used to be a butcher.
Okay.
Like, I used to be a butcher. Like, we carried meats about 50 kg. I
Oh.
mean,
Yeah.
so I usually tell folks like that. I'm like, it is your art does not have to pay you. You don't have to make a living of art. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's the hard part for most people.
Yeah.
I don't have to rely on art
Yeah.
to survive. There are
Yeah.
jobs out there. I'm gonna go get one.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, and that will give me the serenity to do what I love. It's that simple. But
Yeah.
if you want somebody to pay you for your art,
Yeah.
he's probably going to tell you what to paint.
Okay. Okay.
Usually, I call them commission artists.
Oh, sure. Sure.
At
Sure.
least I don't tell them that, but that's what I say in my head, because they've been commissioned by galleries
Yeah.
to paint stuff they don't even like.
Oh, wow. I see. I see. Oh, that's no good, man. That's it's stifling the creativity.
Yeah,
Someone could have some genius idea in their head and they're not going to make it because they
yeah,
think the gallery is not going to accept it.
yeah, yeah.
Ah,
And I heard through the grapevine out here they get about what, I think 30 grand, $30,000.
okay.
I think that's what I heard. I don't know if it is true.
Okay.
So, I mean, you give somebody 30,000 out here, hey.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. What do you want? Uh-huh. Oh man, yeah. You see, and that's
I get it, but
yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. Yeah. But it's yeah, it's man. See, that's the thing, you know. I mean, it's hard for me to not sound like, an asshole. But yeah, it's going to take someone very special to maybe start a gallery that's different where you are, to have spaces for things that aren't traditional, for things that are new and
yeah,
fresh ideas, because it's oh man,
yeah,
it's going to kill a kid's creativity. Like someone like you, there could be, a teenager like you that wants to do the same thing and goes to galleries and sees art shows and sees that, oh, no one wants to see something that looks like this, when in reality people want to see it. There's an audience out there for it,
yeah.
locally and internationally, I think. So yeah, it's gonna take it's gonna maybe you are the man to do it. I don't know, but it sounds like
Maybe I'm actually working
yeah,
on something like that. So maybe let's see.
yeah. You know what?
Let's see.
And you say your sister is your agent. I mean, you guys should do it together. I mean, you guys should absolutely start that.
Yeah,
That's that's something to look into.
yeah,
Okay. All right, man.
yeah.
This has gone even better than I expected, my friend. Okay. All right. Let me see if some
Same.
some of the things that yeah, well, we definitely will do this again. Like I said, I there was something special about you. I 100% believe. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. I have a couple of closing questions, but before I go there, is there anything that you would like to add?
I just want to say thank you,
Yeah.
me,
Oh, thank
because
you. I art has gotten me through some very hard times, you know. So whenever I get a
okay,
chance to share new art with the world, share, you know, an artist that I like, you know, it makes me happy, man. You know, it's art is a joyful thing, man.
are you
It's
an are you an artist?
am I? No, not necessarily. I was a musician for a while. My father was an
Okay,
artist.
okay.
My father was
Oh,
an
really?
artist, and
Oh, okay.
it was very hard. So I'm a kid in the '90s, right? And like I said, I lived in the arts
Yeah.
district. I mean, that's the reason I lived there. It was because my dad. We had to move into his art studio because of some financial problems, but you know, um, and I saw how tough it was for him. So back then, you know, no social media, no Instagram, no Twitter, and back then in LA, at least, for sure you had to know the right people. There's no way. I mean, not no way, but the slightest chance someone big comes across just some artist making incredible work in his studio. You know, you had to know the right people, and I saw my dad, you know, struggle to sell art. Um, and so when I started the show, I had all of those artists in mind, the ones that don't get a chance because they don't know the right person. The artist that's been overlooked or the artist that's been told that, oh, this will never work, you know, because it only takes one person to crush someone's dreams. You know what I mean? And as far as artists go, you know, they are very, in my opinion, undervalued. Not just here, around the world. I think artists are very undervalued for what they do and what they bring to society. So, um, this is the reason I do what I do. You know, it's important. I think.
It
Okay,
is important.
absolutely. And like I said, I bright things in your future. We're 100%. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
my final questions that I like to ask. If you could go anywhere, let's say for a couple of months
Ah,
to make art and create
ah,
and be inspired, where would you go?
hey, hey.
Uh-huh. It's a lot of places to go.
Okay. It would definitely be in America
Uh-huh.
and definitely LA and New York.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are the
Yeah.
two most important places. These are the two most important places in hip hop
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
pop culture that actually pertains to the African Americans. Yeah, so these are the two
Yeah.
most important places to me.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is directly in relation to hip hop and the African American culture.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. I love it.
that is where I would like to visit.
Okay. If you could give some advice to, okay, let's say an artist in your exact situation, someone that is great but different, right? That's thinking about giving up, what would you tell them?
Hmm. You know,
Uh,
education plays a huge role.
yeah.
For
Yeah.
You guys have community centers. You can actually go to a community center and
Sure.
speak to somebody that can
Hmm.
actually give you some careers guidance.
Hmm.
We don't have that here.
Sure.
So for somebody that's trying to jump out of the porch in art, I would say, look, yes, it is about who you know.
Hmm.
So get to meet the right people because I have actually come to understand that I used to read about stuff. They say that, oh, this guy can just throw paint on a canvas and do some scribbly stuff and sell it
Uh-huh.
for 400 and sell it for blah blah blah.
Yep.
And the the fact of the matter is that is actually true
Yeah.
if you have people that are going to buy it.
Yes. I've seen it a million times.
So if you have that idea that hey, I can do this scribbly stuff and sell it for 30,000, you actually can. So do your best to find yourself in that circle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do your
Yeah.
best to find yourself in that. Prior to art, like I said, I didn't know how to relate to people, as it were. Uh, let me see how best I can rephrase this thing.
Okay.
I realized I realized as individuals, we relate to people with a measuring stick.
Hmm.
Okay, this is what I mean. Is he at my level or am I ahead of him?
Hmm.
And that is how I realized that you relate to people. So when you find out that, oh, this guy is at my level, then I can kick it with him. Like, hey, I can see him and say, hey, yo, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's easier to make friends with people
Hmm.
within your uh, financial circle. Yeah, I think let
Sure.
me put it that way.
Hmm.
So it is easier for folks in the working class to make friends with people in the working class
Sure.
because I mean, you are still in your comfort zone. I
Hmm.
didn't know how to go above that,
Yeah. Oh, I see.
but
Okay.
yeah. So when my sister brought me in, like you know, like I said, I grew up hard.
Yeah.
Like where I grew up from, you don't find nobody coming to you like, hey, like what are you doing on Saturday? You want to hang? Like it's weird. Like
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You know
Uh-huh.
that type of thing. So, but what we have all these, like rich folks. They like to hang with you.
Yeah.
They want you to come to their private dinners and all that. It, so I had to learn.
Sure. That's
I had to
true.
learn how to reciprocate that kind of energy. I think
Yeah.
if that's the word. So
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, so that's what I would tell anybody that's trying to get into art.
Mm.
Yes, you can sell a whole lot of crap for a lot of money, but it's all about being in the right circle, being in a circle
Ah,
with people that will actually pay for that.
that's true.
Yeah, that's yeah. And if you
Yeah.
want to go the gallery route, and if you want to go the gallery route, just know there are rules to that space.
Hmm. Hmm.
Get to the galleries, talk to them, and don't if you want to go the gallery route, don't try to make the art scene. Uh, don't try to change the art world if you want to fit into the gallery.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see art for what it is and play their game.
Yeah.
That's going to be my advice for somebody that wants to be in art. So if you want to be in an art gallery, look up how they function. If you want to be a commercial artist like myself,
Yeah.
you also have to be networking and
Yeah.
you have to learn how to build a whole persona, honestly,
Hmm. Yeah.
because it's all about people. It's all about people.
That's 100% true. That's, you know, the
Yeah.
the my one of my not my number one, but one of the advice that I give to younger artists is go to shows. Or this applies out here. Go to art shows as much as you can, as many as you can, because okay, in my experience, I could speak on myself because I go to a ton of shows. Um, most of the time, the artists are very happy to talk with you about their art. If you have questions, they answer the questions, especially if you're an artist. I've seen this a million times. Network. You have to network. You have to meet people. You can't you know, I mean, it's a nice idea of this, you know, starving artist locked in his bedroom, you know, just creating and creating. But at some point, you're gonna have to open that door and go outside. You're gonna have to go talk to
Yeah.
some people, you know, and it might be uncomfortable at first, but then
Very
once you
uncomfortable. Very,
yeah
very uncomfortable.
yeah
Very uncomfortable. Very. Boy.
uh-huh. But hey, but you know what? Sometimes you got to get a little bit uncomfortable to get what you want, man. But yeah, net like you said, network, network, network. I mean, I can't
Yeah.
stress that enough.
You know, people say network, and it sounds so easy, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'll give it a shot. Look, some some people can be very mean,
Yes.
and look,
How many times I've
like
been turned
you
down?
know, yeah, like imagine somebody looking at you like a weirdo in public.
Yeah.
Like it is not a feeling you will ever get used to.
Yeah.
You will never ever get used to being turned down.
Uh-huh.
But I think you just have to keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to
You
learn to
know,
deal with it. Yeah.
and let me put this out.
Uh-huh.
Let me give artists some free game, especially if you are within my demographic. One of the ways that I sell art, when I attend these high profile functions,
Mm-hmm.
I literally carry my art. I
Yeah.
take I carry the art.
Yeah.
I take it there,
Yeah.
and I tell people I'm an artist. I go from person to person and say I'm an artist. They say, "Oh, okay, well, can I see some of your work?" No, they usually take out their phones. They want to see your IG. No, I say I
Yeah.
have it here.
Yeah.
Here's the art.
There
How
you go.
much? That, I tell
Yeah,
you.
no, that's a good move.
So
That is a good move. I know a guy who does that actually. Yeah, that's smart.
yeah, and and in doing that, you're definitely going to have problems with security. You are
Prepare yourself.
definitely
Yeah.
going like I mean, yeah, yeah.
I've seen it work firsthand.
My sister invited me to one my sister invited me to one high profile event.
Uh-huh.
It, wait, it was actually an exhibition. They had
Oh,
two
okay.
artists exhibiting the work, and I took my paintings there. And
Yeah.
the guy was looking at me like,
Oh yeah. I bet.
the guy was like,
Yep. What do you do? Yeah, no. Uh-huh.
so, but I took my paintings there, and the guy that actually got my sister to get into the exhibition,
Mhm.
like that is when he actually realized that, hey, this guy is hungry.
Yeah.
Imagine coming with your art to somebody's art exhibition.
Yes. Yes.
And then I think the next week he bought a piece,
Nice.
and we
Ah,
became friends. Now I
there
got
you
his
go.
number.
Wonderful. See, see how that works out? You know, beautiful. You know, a happy ending. That's wonderful. All
Not
right.
always though, but
Yeah, not
these are the
always,
happy times.
but sometimes. Sometimes you get lucky.
Yes,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Uh-huh. Wonderful. Ah, man. Well, you know what? Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
we made it
you.
happen.
Yeah.
All right, brother. All right. Everyone, thank you. See you later. All right, hold on a second.